Thank you guys. I've never seen one this big out here.
What is going on, guys? An important announcement. This video is brought to you guys by Redline Lithium. Redline Lithium is a new sponsor that I'm using this year. Using their lithium batteries, running the 12 volt 100 amp hour batteries, and I am more than impressed. The owners of the company, Tony and Dewey, reached out to me this year and asked if I was interested in joining them or partnering them. They are a local Minnesota St. Paul company, and I can tell you guys what, I'm more than impressed with these batteries. They have definitely stood the test of time. Being a guide and a content creator, I'm out on the water quite a bit, and I can tell you guys something right now. These batteries are freaking awesome. I'm gonna show you guys how I have them rigged up in my boat. As you guys can see, we're running 3 12 volt 100 amp hour batteries, and then 1 for running my electronics. That's 4 of them total, and I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. So we're gonna get out on the water and get things started, but every single one of these episodes are brought to you guys by Redline Lithium. So thanks for joining us. Basically what we're doing is we're just slow working a Ned rig, and we're finding edges of cut banks in little areas where points, or I should say like grass points, like right here in front of us, a little grass point, openings, stuff like that. We're just coming through them and we're dabbing this Ned rig around, and maybe I'll throw a crankbait or something like that. But for the most part, I've been mainly catching everything with a Ned and just slowly moving it. But basically the trick is to keep moving and not get stuck in an area. These fish are pretty lethargic right now. We got a ton of rain earlier this morning, so it's not really like the optimal time to be out fishing. As the weather gets colder, you will see kind of a different bait selection here in the next like week. So see if we can scrounge up one more bite. We've got some better fish today. You know, we've gone out a few times during the week and caught a few, but for the most part, they've all been pretty small. Now we're actually starting to get into some better fish. It's late October right now, so we're a little bit early. Late October right now, we're a little bit early for this to really take off. Now there's gonna be some peak times when this is gonna get really good.
All right, so a couple things to note in the video. This was shot in 2 different occasions. The first one was at the beginning, at the end of October, kind of that like October 20th, right when the water started getting in that initial like mid to lower 50s. And to note, you know, that first cooling trend, me and Ron had gone out and we'd found them really good on one stopping point going upriver. The fish, there was quite a few fish there, and that was the only place that we really found a good school of them. Going back towards the area where they winter in,
Stiff arm them a little bit.
Didn't really find any fish on that trip, and that was
might be a little wide in here.
And that was at the warmest point that water was. Again, that was between like, I want to say 50, 51 and 55. Sorry to be vast, but it could have been between that, but I know it was in the 50s still. Moving forward, we fished it going down to the 40s on several different occasions, and we really didn't get on them good until that water had dipped below the 50s, and that's when the bite seemed to be the best.
That's a better one. Oh, whoa, he's way back there. He didn't really want to jump. Oh, this is actually pretty decent. He bit the football. Oh yeah, this one's okay. Just gotta really work this football jig slow. As you guys can see, I really had to Jeez, he does not want to come in. Oh yeah, he's fat. Wow-wee. Might be the biggest one. No, it's not. Biggest one I've caught today, easily though. Ooh, baby. Whoop. Thank you. There's a fat one. Like I said before, I'm just really just creeping this thing along, and they're just slightly pecking on it, like ever so slightly. I can barely feel it, and I'm not swinging super hard. That's key, is I'm not loading up on them. I'm literally just lifting up. And almost every cast I've gotten bit on, but they're not taking it like really good. They're really just pecking. That one was swimming with it. I didn't even feel him grab it. Yeah, this was swimming with it and had it for a while. I didn't even feel him grab it. He's definitely smaller. Wanna let go.
Even a swim bait, moving it really slow, uber slow, smaller ones too, I'd seem like I would catch them with it fairly well. As time moved on, as the water got colder, those fish started to really move downriver and utilize more stopping points going towards their wintering area, and it seemed like you could catch them in more than just a few areas. It seemed like they were on every single spot that I would stop at that looked good. Like, again, points. Old wood that was down. Sometimes you would run into areas where they'd have hard bottom on them, and obviously we scanned for those areas to find them. It would seem that those types of areas would always hold fish. So when in doubt, stop and check those areas out, see what there is there, and you never know, you could be surprised. Now, one thing to note is I'm fishing in these areas pretty fast, I would say, trying to get a bite. It seemed like when I would get a bite, I would get no less than 3. Very rarely would I pull up and get 1 fish or 2 fish. Oftentimes I would catch quite a few, and every once in a while you would get pretty lucky and you would catch like 15. The most that I caught in one area was around that like 14, 15 mark, where there's quite a few. Definitely makes it fun, makes it easier to drive around and find them, I think. And so just stopping at those obvious stopping points really makes a difference. I'm not really, like, I don't have to scan a lot for them. Like the hard bottom stuff, obviously you're gonna have to scan for, but a lot of times I'm just using my eyes. So when I'm ripping up river and I see a down tree and there's obviously some stuff that could be on the bottom, but I just drop a dot and I know that I can stop back there on the way back or whatever, and I'll mark all the trees that I see and I'll pick like 7 of the best ones and just stop at them quick, flip a Ned by them or a football jig or whatever. And if I don't get bit, keep on moving, maybe delete that off the graph, whatever. And sometimes, now not every time, but you do get lucky from time to time. The areas that you're checking, they do hold, and there'll be a megawatt on them. So that's kind of why I do that. You never really know what you're gonna find when you pull up to one of those spots. So moving forward, the videos where I'm wearing like that OD green jacket, not the blue jacket, there's a part of the video where I'm fishing on a spot on the river where it's kind of narrower, and I say that I'm pulling up into a school and I'm fishing on that school. That is an area that was closest to where they wintered. And again, that was that was kind of like that first week of November, early November. It seemed like those fish had started to pool into that area, but they weren't in the wintering spot. That little spot was probably a couple hundred yards away. On that spot, the week following this video, they were pulled up in that wintering area, and you could catch quite a few of them. So they had started to make that migration going towards that wintering area, and so you can kind of play your cards right, or if you can play your cards right rather, and track that school fish, track their migration. You can kind of predict where they're going to be at. In a perfect world, it can make it a lot of fun.
Checking this hard bottom area. I think I just found a pretty decent pile of them. There we go. Oh yeah, not a bad one. Definitely not a giant, but at this point, we'll take them. Another river smallie. Oh man, these things fight so hard compared to what I'm used to on the lake. This thing felt like a 4-pounder. I think I found a little school of them in front of me here. I don't know how many are here, but I suppose I could try and live scope them like a good boy. But I'm not going to. There's another, oh, this one might be the one. That might be her. Oh my God. It feels like it's a 4 or better. Oh yeah. This is a good one. Oh God. Oh yeah, that's a decent one. Oh. Oh yeah. Look at him. Yes. Like I said, I truly wonder how many are here. I think there's quite a few. Something tells me if I threw the net, I could get bit like 150 times more, but I really feel like this football jig gets the best of them. There's one. Oh my goodness, that's another good one. No, maybe not. It's pretty small. Fish are just kind of all living together at this point. Like, ooh, he sucked it down. First time that's happened today. Pliers on this little guy. Good bite here. Fun stuff. Hitting that hard bottom. And here's the secret. Everybody ran really far upriver this morning, including myself. I'm not finding them like I feel like I should at this point. There's not near as many that should be up there, and I decided to come back down river and just get a little closer to where they winter at. Turned out to be a good choice. starting to get smaller. That was cool though. Figured out there are a couple fish down here right now that are eating.
This is a fucking tank, you guys. I've never seen one this big out here. This is a fucking giant. Oh my goodness.